All right, so I just got back from Collecticon. Super fun weekend, my first time at a Collecticon, and I just wanted to do a chill video going over everything I bought. So I'm gonna start with some of the stuff that is just inventory, and then we'll move on to expanding my personal collection, because I got a lot of things that were just for the personal collection. I'm really excited to add to this binder. I have a few slabs to crack, so we're just gonna do all that together. So let's just start with going through some of the stuff that is intended as inventory first. I got this Machamp V. I got this Magneton Pokemon Center PSA 10. This is actually, I got this from Goated Pulls, so I'll have a video out soon enough. I don't know exactly when. Blastoise, I think I got that from Jar Chomp Collectibles. Starmie from Pack Battle. Persian PSA 10, one of the better cards from Shattered Fable for sure. Eevee and Ghastly illustration rares in PSA 10. This is from Monsters TCG. A lot of my usual Bay Area vendors were at Collecticon actually, so it was kind of funny to just end up, traveling to do deals with some of the same guys, but it was still fun. And then these two, Galarian Moltres PSA 10 and Missy's Gyarados first edition PSA 9. These are from Dylan, the Bulbasaur. So yeah, I've got a fun video for y'all. Really use it. I'll talk about the VIP. I did a VIP ticket. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Then for singles, Pokemon Center. Oh, actually, so these singles are intended for grading. So I actually, now that I think of it, I have a ton of singles already in inventory. So I don't think I bought many singles, if any, intended as inventory. These are to grade, so I'm gonna double check them before I send them. And if I am not gonna grade them, if I change my mind, then they'll just become inventory. So Magneton, Charizard from 151, Blaziken V, Giratina V-Star, Gardevoir EX, Blitzel, Suicune V, Entei V, and Raikou V. I've never submitted those sequentially, so hopefully those are as good as I thought they were when I picked them up, because that'll be fun if they can get a sequential PSA 10. Pidgey, illustration rare, Slowpoke. I have not had a lot of success with illustration rare, so I'm gonna kind of give it one more go. Greninja EX SIR, Doxbun SIR, don't have a top loader on that apparently. Another one of these Magneton Pokemon Center promos, Japanese Dialga V-Star, and these really cute first edition cards in Charizard and Pikachu. These are awesome. I've seen these before, but these looked really clean, and the guy said he had just pulled them. I asked why he wouldn't grade them himself, and he was like, he just does it for his PC, and he doesn't really send a lot to grade. So these looked really clean, and I had a lot of success in that previous shipment. You've potentially seen that video if you're watching this one. I had a previous shipment where I sent a lot of vintage Japanese and had quite a bit of success in terms of getting 10s on the vintage Japanese stuff, that particularly the non-holo versus stuff, which is really similar to this. And then let's shift gears into some personal collection stuff. So first of all, at the top here, Veronica Taylor, the original voice actress for Ash, in the English dub, of course, was doing signings, and with the VIP ticket, you do get to stand in shorter lines, basically. That's a lot of what the VIP is about. So that includes for signings and selfies and whatever. So I actually bought these cards at the show with the intention of selling them to kids, at a good rate. Because Pikachu's a really popular Pokemon, and these are really unique, cute cards. But then almost immediately after buying these, saw the Veronica Taylor booth, and I was like, I should do that. I'm not gonna have too many opportunities to do that. So I'm glad I did. I got this one obviously for my PC, so I'm gonna set that aside and we'll get into the binder here in a second. And then these two, I haven't decided yet exactly what I'll do with them. I might grade them and then sell them. Yeah, probably grade and sell them is probably where I'll go with that. I will also say, if you ever get the chance to meet Veronica Taylor, she was super, super nice. She really took her time with everybody. She was really careful in executing a really good signature. She gave everyone hugs. She was just really, really, really pleasant, and really took seriously that this is probably a moment for a lot of the people that are meeting her, right? She was in a lot of, probably everyone watching this video, she was in your living room as a kid, right? So I think she seems to have a lot of respect for that, which is really sweet. I've got a sealed Van Gogh Pika. That is probably to resell. Same thing with some of these vintage bangers. Gold Star, Charizard, Gyarados, Shining Tyranitar, and Celebi. I'm gonna double check the condition on these because some of these might be better than what I've got in my collection right now, particularly these 2 Gold Stars. If you really follow the channel, you probably saw me buy one of these recently for $1,000. This is a better condition one that I spent $1,500 on. And I do have a kind of similar condition Gyarados, so I'm gonna compare those. We'll do that in this video. So I'm gonna set those in a slightly different pile as well here for personal collection when we get into the binder. Did I say earlier that I bought stuff like, these singles are to resell. I don't know why I said I didn't buy singles to resell. That was incorrect. Okay, so Venusaur, Pikachu, this was also from Goated Polls. This was also from Jar Chomp, so was this and this. So you'll see those deals in a bit whenever I get that video out. A couple of cool vintage mid-era-y type cards. I know a few Celebi collectors. I haven't seen a clean copy of this like this too often, so grab that and I will float that to a couple of Celebi collectors I know and see who takes it. A few Blastoise EXs. I think some of these might be clean enough to grade, but mainly people want these. I got asked about them from a friend. I sold one really quickly at the last show I vended at, so I just know that those will do well. And then these are, I think, okay, everything here looks like PC. Yes, it looks right. So these Japanese Neo Shinings are super hard to find. They're way more rare, at least in the US, in Japanese than in English. And in Japanese, they're more expensive. Even in Japan, they're pretty expensive. So I found some really good deals on these in really solid condition, so I'm really excited to put those in the binder. So those are gonna go there. Slowking, I think I only need one more Prime card to complete Prime, so we'll do that together in a second. I'm still looking for the Lantern. First edition Dark Scizor, well, we'll see when we get into the binder. And this is also from Jar Chomp. So I had multiple different deals with him, but a very cool Phantom Forces, I wanna say, is the set. Balloon Gengar Boy. And then I started some underwater and snow scenery pages. I was talking in a recent video about potentially doing that, and I decided it would be fun to do that. So I am doing that, and we will put those in the binder together in a little bit. So this is the stuff that I guess is inventory, quote unquote. Okay, and then a few things on Slabs. That's gonna be really fun. I am collecting this Neo Genesis Lugia in Japanese PSA 1 through 10, and I've got 2, 4, 8, 9, and now 10. And the catch is that they all have to have a swirl. So there were 5 of these at Collecticon. I was really looking out for them. At least I found 5. This one does have a swirl under his wing. So it's kind of a partial swirl. It's not the most like ideal, like right in the middle sort of swirl placement. So maybe someday I'll come across a copy of that card that has that level of swirl right in the middle. Like I'll show you some of the other ones, but really excited. This is like a kind of a Grail chase card, and I'm really, really happy to have it. And yeah, we'll put them together with the other ones in a second. And then the last 2, I'm gonna be cracking these, so we'll do that in this video together. But a Shining Noctowl, it got a 5, and it's sort of hard. I mean, the centering's pretty bad, but condition-wise, actually really good. So I was happy to pay a very reasonable price to break out a 5. And kind of similar thing here with this. This one is more clearly a 5, but it's not a bad copy at all. It's probably like, I mean, we'll see once we take it out. I think maybe the edges are lifted a little, hard to tell, but maybe kind of a light play-ish copy if it were raw. But this is also a really hard card to find, and this was in a deal with Pokestop Will. So I did do deals with a lot of your favorite vendors, so you're gonna have to wait for that video and see who cooks who. But let's go ahead and where should we start? Let's actually start by cracking these out of their slabs, because it's gonna be a minor surgery, and then then we'll just do the whole binder together. Oh, this is a new cert. Oh, they're both new certs. This is gonna be miserable. The new certs the plastic they use is really different. So the older, I think it started at these, like, I guess, what are they, 1 million, 100 million, 100 million certs? The new ones that start with 1 and have the extra digit are really, really tricky. The plastic is really different. It doesn't crack in the same like brittle way that the older ones do, which is better when it comes to the actual slab itself. Wow, that was actually easier than the last time I did that. But yeah, these new ones are a little bit higher quality, which is great overall. Makes them harder to crack. Ugh, I'm trying to avoid shrapnel going all over my dining room. Okay, that was really different than the last new cert I cracked. Weird. I don't know what to make of that. Maybe, what is happening? I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our screwdriver in, and this is the part to be really careful, because if you screw this up, you will totally impale your card. And I do try to keep, whenever I crack things out of slabs, I do generally like to keep the, there it goes, the label. I'll usually put it in the binder kind of behind the card, just so I can remember, you know, in the event that I ever want to sell it, I can sort of, that helps with sort of proof of authentication and that kind of thing. Oh God, okay, the card is already moving. Let's just carefully extract it. Oh yeah, that worked. Okay, and let's get our label out. Boom. Okay, that wasn't perfect, but we didn't damage anything. We didn't hurt ourselves, we didn't hurt the card. It's a huge win. So let's see this out of the slab now, a little bit more up close. Yeah, so it has maybe like a slight bend in the corner, is maybe part of why it got a 5. Surface condition is really good. And then, let's see, sometimes from the back it's easier to see dents and things. Yeah, I think that corner is what did it. It has like a slight bend in it, but hopefully that's picking up here. It's really good. It has some scratches and stuff, but I would not, I mean, I get why the guy that I bought it from, I think he graded it he sent it in to grade himself. So I can see why he did that. This, if not for this bend, this would probably have been like an 8. So that's a perfect example of buying a 5 to save some money. That is actually like a really strong 5 in my opinion. And for my binder, I'm happy, you know, again, great binder copy. So set that aside and let's get this Gengi guy out. Let's see what the experience is with cracking this one, because that one was more like what I'm used to with them. I just cracked one newer cert recently and it was way harder, way more stressful. So not sure what to make of that. Let's see what happens. Try to close this up a little bit more. Not terrible. Did send shrapnel everywhere. Let's find that, because I will forget otherwise. There it is. Yeah, a little bit of shrapnel. If you don't do it in a bag like this, you should definitely wear eye protection when you do this. I do it in a bag. I've never had any issues with that because it won't fly vertically, but it will sometimes kind of jump out of the bag. Let's get the other corner. Huh. Yeah, okay, all right, I don't know what was up with the other one that I did. It was harder, and I've heard anecdotally from other people that they also feel like it's the new certs have been way harder, so yeah, I know it wasn't just me and I didn't imagine it, but this has so far felt pretty normal. Okay, maybe I'll start from this corner. That is not my preferred direction. Yeah, there we go. Try to keep the label and the card in good condition if you can. Let's not snap the plastic into the card. This one's going a little bit better as far as the card extraction so far than the last one. Actually, yeah, no, that's fine. Just be really careful as we take it out, not to touch the edges of the slab. And we did it, pretty solid. Okay, 2 successful extractions with no damage. How does this Gengar look? Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not bad. It's perfect for my purposes. I get why it got a 5, but like, you could sell this as like LP minus. Yeah, there's sort of the lifting, these EX eras, this foil, the edges are really prone to this. I'd probably, as a raw card, call this like MP plus or something, but that's perfect for my binder. And these are fairly hard to come by. in general. There were a few at Collecticon, but this is not a card I see all the time in my local card show scene. At least not in, not raw or like in a condition that I would want to crack. You know, you see them in 10s and stuff, and they're just like super, super expensive. So let's, cool, there's our shrapnel. Let's set that aside. Set our tools aside, and let's get into this binder. Set these over here. Okay, let's open our binder. Let's go ahead and take a look. Should I upgrade these gold stars? I chose these gold stars because I really like the particular shinies. These are the 3 Delta species ones, and the Metagross one, just that shiny Metagross is just very cool. So this new gold star Charizard I got is pretty clean, actually, like quite clean. And I considering still grading it. It does have what sort of looks like maybe water damage at the top there. Like this top edge has a sort of strange wear to it. This is quite a good copy. I mean, this is one of the better ungraded copies I've personally come across, and not like I've looked at all of the Gold Star Charizards in the world or anything, but like anytime I see them, I tend to ask to take a look. Here's the one that's in my binder, so definitely worse. Surface condition, not bad. Little chewed up at the top there. Definitely a lot more whitening around the sides. This is a pretty good binder copy though. I'm gonna hold on my decision for now as far as like, should I upgrade it? Just because I'm pretty tempted to grade this copy just to see what happens, you know? Looking at it with the, that stuff at the top on the back, you know, maybe it's a 5, but like if it gets a 6 or a 7, it's a pretty decent upside for me to sort of help fund, I guess, the stuff that's like on this page. So I'm gonna set it aside for now. I'll decide later. I'm leaning toward grading it. And let's this, for this Gyarados is not a grading candidate. So it really just comes down to like, which one do I like more? So the one that's in my binder now has 3 creases, I guess. Yeah, 3 creases. Not something I notice at all when I'm in the binder. And then yeah, the back's pretty beat. This is definitely like a heavy played copy. Yes, corner's not good. So, okay, yeah, it's a heavy play copy. Not a terrible one. Like I said, when it's in the binder, I never even, I look at these pretty regularly. I didn't even really remember that it had that many creases in it. Let's compare it to this new Gyarados I got from Tyler, who's also a Bay Area vendor, but was at Collecticon. Great guy to do deals with. This one has a clear crease there on the left. Surface looks pretty good. And the edges at the top, definitely a little chewed up, but not bad. And the back is pretty similar, huh? Pretty similar, like in terms of the whitening and stuff. It's a little better. That lower, yeah, the corners. It's a pretty similar copy, huh? This one does have fewer creases, so I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna keep this copy, this new one. I'm gonna upgrade, which means the one that was in my collection with the few creases, you know, they're sort of in a similar condition, so I shouldn't have any issue selling these. These are not easy to come by raw. There's always a buyer for these at some point, and the values are pretty stable. So this isn't the kind of thing I'm just like, not really stressing if I sell it right away or not. And then let's go ahead and flip the page. I'm not gonna keep Gold Star Celebi. I'm pretty selective on Gold Stars because master setting Gold Stars, very expensive endeavor, not something I plan to do. So it is a pretty decent copy though. Let's look at this Shining Tyranitar and compare it to the one I've got. This one's pretty good. I'm gonna guess actually that they're pretty similar. If I remember right, I already upgraded a Shining Tyranitar. I cracked a 3 that I sold, and this is very similar, almost like even the whitening at the top, very similar kind of wear. So probably, oh, this one does have a little, my personal collection copy has a little like dent in the top kind of there. But maybe better centering. It's kind of similar. I think this new copy is a little bit easier on the eyes just because of that tiny little dent extends to the front on the one that's in my binder now. So I think we're gonna do the same thing we did with Gyarados. We are going to swap. So I'm gonna do a little upgrade. And this is, by the way, this kind of like upgrading my collection condition and stuff over time. This is like exactly why I bother with reselling and grading cards, is to just make my collection better and make it sustainable for me financially, so I'm not just like dropping tens of thousands of dollars on cards and then like, you know, worrying or whatever about the value. I prefer not to worry about the value. So, okay, now we get to do some fun stuff with the Japanese Shinings page. So let's see, which pile were we on? Where did I put, oh yeah, here. Okay, where are my Japanese Shinings? There's 2 of them, and the 3rd one, of course, we just cracked out of a slab. So I am mirroring both sides here. So the knock towel is gonna go here, and then I'm gonna throw that little PSA label right behind it. A lot of these actually came out of Slabs, funny enough. So this Shining Kabutop's really nice copy. I'll show you a little more closely here. If I remember right, this is clean, super clean. Yeah, I mean, this is minty. I don't see too many issues. It does have like it's probably not a good grading candidate. Let's see if I can get the light to reflect there for you. There's sort of like it's hard to call it a dent. It's a little misshapen. But this is, you know, the front of this is so clean. Really, really, really nice copy. So let's go ahead and get a fresh sleeve for our new buddy. Awesome. And this is gonna go on the far edge here. Nice. Man, is the shiny? Yeah, the shiny texture in the Japanese ones is better. What is up with the Japanese quality is kind of always been better. This Shining Tyranitar was a great find. It's not the most pristine copy ever, right? It's kind of misshapen and dented. It's a little bit like bent up, but the surface condition is great. So again, because I'm bindering these, this is a little crease there, perfect. This is like, I'm super happy to take these rare vintage cards in this sort of condition. And this is not an easy to find card. In the Bay Area, I think I've only come across it once, and the person wanted, I think like over $400, which was reasonable. And then another Bay Area vendor that was at Collecticon had a copy that was probably a little worse than this, or similar maybe. I think it was similar, and he had it stickered at 500 and he paid over 400. So it is one of those, like it presents well, but I didn't want to pay that much. And then I came across this, they stickered at 300. They were firm at that, but like that was already a good price. So it never hurts to ask, like, are you firm? But I did not hesitate to pick that up because I love that card, and that is a great deal on that card, frankly. So now I know there's some glare probably in this camera view, so I'll kind of move it around. Looking pretty good here. My mirrored Shining collection. So as you can tell, all I've got left is Shining Magikarp and Shining Charizard, which I think are the most expensive ones. And at Collecticon, I did not see a single copy of either raw or in a low grade for Japanese. I saw a few copies of each in like PSA 9 and 10. Shining Magikarp in Japanese has some, I think like play promos, or like they kind of say like 600 points and stuff. Like extra rare copies. I'm not looking for those sorts. I'm just looking for the standard, you know, run-of-the-mill Shining Magikarp. Okay, what else do we have here? We have, oh right, so these Veronica Taylor signatures probably go into a grading pile. And cool, we have, okay, more fun stuff. So let's flip through. And you get a little look at my binder again. My Shinji Kanda page, my banned arts and their unbanned English versions. Okay, Prime. Funny thing here is this actually also came from a Bay Area vendor. So I didn't have to go all the way to Los Angeles to get this, but I did, and that's fine. So 85, this goes 85 out of 90. There's sort of an order to these. I think it goes here. And so I think all I have left is Lantern, and then I'll have to move them because I had something else there that I took out. Cool. So I think with Prime, including all the additional starters and the Dragapult that was reissued for or not reissued, but issued for celebrations in honor of the Prime cards. So I think I just need the Lantern, and I think I've done Prime. All right, what else we got? Gengar and Scizor. I think those are what's coming up next in our binder here. Yes, okay. Dark Scizor. I'm gonna swap this, sleeve just because it's sort of a perfect fit, and it's from the side if I remember right. Yep. And these perfect fit sleeves tend to move around a little bit in these binder pockets. These kind of standard penny sleeve sizes are a little bit more snug, which is good. So that goes there. And we've now got, if I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm wrong, but I think this is every one of the original Neo Scizor and the 3 different iterations of Dark Scizor. I don't think there's like a first edition of the Japanese. If there is, then I guess I need to go find it. So this is, yeah, one of my favorite Pokemon, probably my favorite Pokemon. So yeah, cool. Just getting multiple versions of a lot of those cards. Doing similar with Gengar, depending on the day. Gengar could be my fave boy too. I'm going to kind of, where should this guy go? This guy's really cool. I like these guys together. Where should this go? Maybe he will go up here, and the Mortys, which is sort of like a quasi Gengar card, will get a little downgrade. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna do, just for continuity, because it'll kind of drive me nuts otherwise. It's in a totally different sleeve. I try for most of these to put them in the same kind of sleeve. I'll kind of notice if it's like a really different sleeve for some of these. So this is a pretty good copy, by the way. It does have a weird lower corner. Like, that is some crazy quality control on Pokemon's part. There's almost like a miscut. So whatever. But you know, pretty clean copy. And let's pull out our Japanese Mortys. Add in our Balloon Boy. And let's get to the next page here and give this Mortys a new home. Cool. After I was saying it's all uniform, it's a perfect fit sleeve, but it's fine for now. Until it bothers me someday. Okay, now we've got some of these little scenery guys. So we're gonna keep flipping through because I started some pages for these toward the back. Some nostalgic Watsy stuff. All right, there's my underwater. And there's my snow. So let's get our underwater ones out. We've got 2 here. We actually already have this card in our house. My wife collects Vaporeon, but this is a very cute little guy. Love this card. So for now, I'm gonna send it here. There's no particular order really for this page. I'm just sort of putting them in there, and I'm gonna do a sort of 2-page spread, all underwater. And then for the snow, Fion. All right, let's get, this one needs a new sleeve. Yeah, I like these themed spreads a lot. It's a really fun way to collect for me. Doesn't break the bank. And just, yeah, you really get kind of an extra artistic little view. It's, yeah, kind of nice. Feels like Pokemon in their natural habitat, kind of. With this one, I'm just gonna flip old Snami around because there's a 9 in the lower corner there, but the sleeve is otherwise really clean. And we're gonna add it to our Snow Scenes binder page. Where should I put this? This is very special. This Veronica. You know what? I think I might, for now, I might put this on the first page here. Maybe that's what I'll do with the bottom row. Maybe I'll do like signed cards or something. I don't know. I haven't really decided, just because again, I don't want to go like totally nuts with gold stars, but I think that looks good there for now. I like that. All right. Oh, I totally forgot this guy. There's someone watching is paying attention and was screaming at me that I forgot this Gengar EX that we broke out of a slab. So, oh man, where should this one go? This is it's a tough call. I kind of like these guys like looking at each other. I like these 2 together, these Dark Gengars together. This is a kind of tough call. Yeah, I think that would look really cool there. And then maybe I downgrade one of these guys. Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing. I do really love this Expedition Gengar. It has a really nice swirl. The condition's not great, but I got this from my best friend James. It was from his childhood collection, so you know, there's some little sentimentality there. He didn't need the card. I paid him, or I think I traded him or something for it, but card I really wanted, and to have something that, you know, he had, a good friend of mine had since he was a kid. Extra fun. So let's add our Gengar there. Nice, nice, really cool. All right, I think that's it on binder. Oh my gosh. I'm totally, you know what's happening is I'm distracted by the fact that my camera has 9% battery. And so I'm realizing I need to wrap it up soon. So let's get our label behind that guy real careful there. Nice, and then let's get this Gengar on this page. Whoa, so we're down to our final page of the panel here. So we'll make some good choices. Okay, am I actually done in the binder? I am. Then I think all that's left is to add the one slab I got for the personal collection and have it join its friends. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put it in, I've been doing these Worm Shield from Dragon Scale. You can use my code for 10% off and I get a little bit of money if you do that. So thanks, Dragon Scale, great company making really cool TCG products at a really competitive price. And we're gonna add this silver, or this Lugia into this silver case and show you what we're working on. 2, 4, 8, 9, 10, and they all have a swirl. So this one, this 2, I bought raw on eBay and graded. And so it's sequential with this one that also has a pretty nice swirl there. Here's 8. 8 has 2 half swirls on the edges. So it's got like, actually, and it kind of has like a HD one. So there's kind of 3 swirls in this one, which is pretty cool. This 9 has a very ideal swirl placement. So if someday I could find a 10 that has a swirl that's really in that hollow like that, I will probably essentially quote unquote upgrade that, but that's a really, really cool placement for that. And one of our grails here, the 10 with the swirl kind of under his armpit. Yeah, fun. So I've got 2 more of these at PSA right now. So fingers crossed, I don't get any repeats. I think they're in mid condition. So like, it'd be cool to get a 5 and a 6 or a 3 and a 5 or a 6 or something, you know, some combination. 3, 5, and 6s, I think, on the cards for us, no pun intended. And that would fit into this collection really nicely. So working on 1 through 10. And then 1's gonna be tricky to find. Who knows if there's even a 1 out there with a swirl. I don't know, maybe something I have to grade myself someday to complete this, but just a fun little side quest I am on. We've got our stack of Lugias. And eventually I will probably display those on a wall in my room or something like that. Okay, I am pretty sure that is everything I bought at Collecticon. That is a fun way to spend about $11,000. Some of it, again, the grading is intended to help offset. So looking for gradables not that fun. Oh, you know, I promised you I would tell you about VIP. VIP gets you into the venue faster and it gets you in the venue earlier, an hour earlier. So Collecticon was starting at 10 o'clock, but VIP started at 9. To me, that was super worth it. It is way more relaxed in that first hour during VIP because there's like 400 tables or something like that. It's like almost all Pokemon. So it's very spread out. The people that are in, maybe there's a few hundred people in there for a few hundred tables. Like you really can take your time looking at individual cards. So the first day I really didn't bother with that at all. I used the VIP time to interact with other content creators and do deals with them. And then on Sunday in the morning, from about roughly 9 to 10, I use that time to primarily look for gradable cards in binders, which is, again, really happy that I did that. Good use of time. Battery down to 3%. So we're gonna call the video there. Thanks for hanging out. Hope that was fun. And buyer POV video for Collecticon coming soon.